kind of fucking awkward. So I wanted to go over the Cressida, kind of things it needs, stuff I want to do with it. It's in pretty good shape. Not really rusty. I mean, there's a little bit, kind of, I don't know if you can see it back here, but wheel wells look good, floor looks good, shock towers looks good, considering it's a 1982 Toyota in the Midwest. It's not too bad. Well, got a leaking wheel cylinder. Plan on rebuilding that. I've never done that. I usually just replace them. So I'll probably end up replacing it because it probably won't go well. Wheels, don't love them, don't hate them. Star Shark knockoffs. They put kind of the wrong lug nuts. The taper's a little small, so I got new lug nuts for it. Suspension was a little janky. It was right on the bump stops. Took those out. This interior is pretty decent. I mean, missing some stuff. Some stuff's cracked. Glove box non-existent. Zip tied it shut. One of the previous owners redid the headliner, and it's super thick material, so I'm probably going to take that out and redo it. They also did these door panels. Once again, don't love them, don't hate them, but it's nearly impossible to find parts for this car. So other than, as of right now, there's one in Iowa that I can buy for parts, but I have to drive from Ohio to Iowa to get it. Not really looking forward to doing that. A little clear coat peeling, but it's been repainted, obviously. Maybe I'll try to repaint it one day. But just a fun car to cruise around. Really, you know, Corolla's not that fun to drive, which I haven't put that up, but I'll do a video about the Corolla eventually. Engine runs pretty good. This stuff really pisses me off. Although hose clamps that are way too big. One of the previous owners repainted the valve cover, but didn't put a new gasket on it. So got a new valve cover gasket. Some of the spark plugs weren't tight, so I tightened those. Someone put hood pins on it, which is super annoying because I guess it has a busted hood release cable. Those are like $40 for one on eBay, but instead they put $30 hood pins on it, and it looks like trash. So I'd like to fix that. Bought the cheapest battery I could. Thanks to Rural King, whatever, for that. What else? Yeah, this intake sucks. I don't know why, but it's there. I don't know, runs pretty good though. Stops good. Really would like a front bumper. That I guess someone didn't like it and they pitched them. Front and rear bumpers are gone and next to impossible to get. I mean, it's really hard. I've called a few junkyards, and if they had them, they were going to be $400 or $500 by the time they got shipped to me. Exhaust looks like shit. I'm going to redo that. I guess it looked better with a bumper on it, but no bumper. It's just kind of dumb and sticks straight out. I'll probably do like a twin tip type thing. It's a 3-inch straight back, no muffler, no resonator. Really annoying. I'm going to fix that. Yeah, somebody put a spoiler on it one time. So if I ever decide to paint it, definitely going to have to fix the trunk. But runs good, stops good. Ride's pretty decent. I don't know what kind of shocks it has on it. The rear springs are like front shocks off a WRX, or front springs off a WRX. And the fronts are cut springs. I plan on building coilovers for it eventually. Oh yeah, somebody scratched your windshield. Ran the wipers without blades on it. That's good. So, windshield's really awesome. It's really easy to get one of those, you know. Really easy like everything else. So yeah, I guess there's some stuff underneath I'll show, and then so another thing, I noticed transmission was leaking. I mean, there's leaks everywhere. And I started doing some reading on this particular transmission, and apparently there's like a $4 bushing that goes bad in the extension housing of these, and if you don't fix it, it'll wipe out oil seals on the output shaft, which just destroys the transmission, and I really don't want to try to find one of these transmissions or rebuild it, or I don't want to manual swap it since it's kind of my wife's car and she can't drive a stick. So I noticed got a little movement. I don't know if it's just the yoke. I don't know if you can really see it. If it's just the yoke moving on the splines, but I bought the $5 bushing and a new seal, a new gasket, and bang gasket and filter. So I'm going to do all that. Hopefully it shifts afterwards. I know there's kind of like a, I don't know if you could say it's a wives' tale about switching fluid in an older, higher mileage transmission. I mean, this thing's only got, I think, like 128,000 on it, that it can kind of screw them up. Oh yeah, the transmission mount is super shot. So I'm going to try to do that. And then whoever did this exhaust, they kind of ran it in the normal place and then crossed over for some reason rather than going that way. So I'm going to redo that and go under axle like an adult and do twin tips coming out. So other than that, underneath it's not too bad. I mean, there's a pretty, I'll show you light. There's a pretty gnarly oil leak over here, but I'm pretty sure that's from the valve cover gasket being probably original. So I'll redo that. I know when I've got the car, let's see over there, I guess the previous owner, he wrecked it. I don't know if he was screwing around in the snow or whatever, but he wrecked it. It ran into a curb. You can see this wheel right here, super dinged, which sucks, even though they're knockoffs. I'm kind of conflicted, like, do I get that repaired? I don't know how much it costs to get a rim fixed. I don't really want to because they're knockoffs, but I might use them for spares for my Corolla, since I'm on super heavy steel wheels right now. Yeah, he wrecked it and then put a new tie rod in on it and didn't align it. So there's a dash, you can't really, I don't know if you see the mileage. Didn't align it, so I had to do kind of a garage alignment, but it drives super smooth now, super straight. So when I tear the transmission apart, I'll probably do a little montage of me fixing that. It's, of course, super comfy, super fun to ride around in. I mean, being this old, it's still pretty big, especially for an Asian car. I know the Corolla is like super tight to ride in. This is actually pretty nice to cruise around in. So not really any crazy plans with it. Maybe repaint, make the suspension a little nicer, put some quote-unquote real wheels on it, do the exhaust. But I don't want to do too much to it. I like it how it is. So here's all the parts. Can do transmission fluid, filter, lug nuts. I don't know if I'm really crazy about the black ones, but they have a wider seat, so they'll fit in the wheels better. Those are kind of like quote-unquote tuner style. I don't like the way they fit in the bore. Well, the lug nut bore. Mount oil filter. Change the oil, even though it's supposedly just done. I think that's kind of sketchy. I like to do it anyway. Sam's Club oil, only the best. You can check the thermostat. It's not heating up all the way, so I think it might be screwed up. Also on to rebuild transmission gasket, valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket. Even though I don't need it, I bought it anyway because parts for this thing are cheap. It's like $6, which is nice. It's cheap to buy repair parts, but it's super hard and expensive to find replacement parts. As a matter of fact, I paid, it was like $200 something to get this other piece of chrome trim, rocker trim, sent to me from Pennsylvania, and I still have to buy all the clips, which are pretty hard to get. Well, not really. I can get them from Toyota, but still have to buy all the clips for it and fix it. It's got dings in it, so yeah, I guess the joys of owning a 30-something-year-old, 38, 39-year-old Japanese car. Super cool car, though. Wasn't really a big fan of this body style. I like the ones previous, but it's really grown on me. I like it a lot. So that's about it. I guess I'll have periodic updates when I work on this thing. I'm not really trying to do much with it for the time being. Just kind of want to make it look a little nicer, redo the suspension, you know, just cruise around. But I guess follow along, and if you like the car, let me know. Let me know what I should do with it, what I shouldn't do with it. I probably won't listen, but it's always fun to let me know. So, thanks.